point and do.
Yeah.
It's so unreal. Like it's like that 8 Series that we drove, isn't it?
But
It's so
actually, that was
unreal.
at least a little bit enjoyable. Got sound and all.
This one has no sound, isn't it?
Yeah.
So sterile. isn't it?
Eerie.
First impression, wow, Mercedes!
Whoa. Electric.
Why does this Mercedes look like a Porsche? It looks like a slightly uglier version of a Porsche from the back.
The silhouette, you know what car it reminds me of? The R-Class.
Ooh, that's not good.
It's not good. It's like
good.
the R-Class and a GLC Coupe merged into one car.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good.
No, that's not good, bro.
But yeah, the shape is a bit wrong or off lah, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's impressive that they did this with the same chassis as a GLC.
Now GLC is, fundamentally speaking, is a very good looking car when it first came out.
Okay.
But that was what, 7-8 years ago.
2014 or 15?
Yeah, that was 8 years ago, 9 years ago. The fact that you're recycling a chassis the way Nissan does.
And I think they stretched the back because they had to put the battery underneath.
Okay.
So I think that increased the height a bit.
Okay.
So to make it look lower, you make the car look longer. So the overall ratio is still.
So basically, it looks like a utilitarian version of a Macan.
But the boot is pretty big in here, especially when you fold out the seat.
Okay, okay.
It's spacious.
Okay. The EQ all has a different distinctive face, isn't it? The
Yes.
looks wise is
Yeah.
completely different from the
Standard products.
standard products.
And
yeah.
the way you distinguish an EQ product is it has unibrow in front.
Unibrow in front and back.
Unibrow at the back,
Yeah.
and then you have instead of the AMG Star
Yeah,
grille,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
very
It's getting a bit old lah.
but it's still popular.
Yeah,
Everyone wants
okay.
that. You just get a black panel,
Oh.
and they literally call it Mercedes-Benz black panel because German creative means. Did you see the headlights just now? The headlights are a completely different design from any Mercedes I've seen.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
even think the other EQ models have it. The first impressions, a little bit of an in-between car. Because you see the interior design all transition. Remember they used to do the circular vents?
Yeah, then it becomes half square.
Half square
Yeah.
in the GLE
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
Then this vent comes out in the new S-Class and the new C-Class.
The vertical vents.
The vertical vents. And yeah, they put this here even though the chassis is an older generation.
Okay. But I have to say the fit and finish is really quite good. Solid. Solid. Well done. Feels good. You step in here straight away, you know this is a Mercedes-Benz. Outside, it looks almost like a Porsche.
Yeah.
It's really odd, the direction.
And I think they probably did that because they know that the electric cars have to be a bit more expensive. I think they realized, hey, wait, Porsche is from Stuttgart. We are from Stuttgart.
Don't do
Maybe.
that. Anyway, so yeah, that's our first impression. Let's go for a drive, man. It's raining.
But it looks like a nice here.
It will, because we know the future.
I see.
What?
Exactly. But then it tapers off. Just the initial,
it's just like pop.
yeah. And it's a very Mercedes thing. You know how Mercedes does that transition very clumsily?
Yeah.
It's clumsy.
Clumsily.
Yeah.
Wow. You got
It's true.
Yeah.
You know why it's so clumsy? You know why it's so abrupt and then suddenly nothing, or not?
Yeah.
It's because when you're driving normally, it's front wheel drive.
All
And then
right.
when you step on it, suddenly it's four wheel drive.
Okay. Oi, gila babi. What the hell? Oh,
Crazy.
these things are gonna shred tires, man. Oh man, that hurts. Oh, it hurts.
Oh.
Wow. I can't believe it. Acceleration hurts in a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
What?
It's a little bit sickening.
Yeah, it is. And it's so smooth, wasn't it? Huh? It's so unreal, man.
Performance.
0 to 105 seconds is a lot slower than I expected.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it feels so damn fast, it's crazy, man. Oh, here's the thing, from an enthusiast point of view, acceleration like this, I want more gradual.
more, yeah.
Because you know why? I don't want a car that I can accidentally kick off like that. If I go on a B roads and I start getting a little bit itchy,
Yeah.
this is dangerous. Of course, you have your
Safety and all that,
safety,
yeah.
but I want to control my car. You know, I want to know what I'm doing. So I want the power to come a little bit gradual.
Yeah.
I don't need you to give me like that. I need to show you I have this much horsepower. There you go. I proved to you a correct one. I'm not
Because
lying.
Tesla went viral when they started doing all those 0 to 100 in,
Yeah.
you know, just making people like scream and all.
Finish the entire battery pack in 2 runs.
Yeah. You know, I went into this car not expecting to take this car this weekend.
Yeah.
I was supposed to get a C200.
Yeah.
I got in the car and I didn't read any figures or anything like that. I just got
step on it.
just get in the car, step on it, get a feel of it. I realized a few
Did you
things.
run through a Myvi or something?
I realized a few things just from my initial impressions of driving
Right.
the car.
Right.
It doesn't feel that heavy
Right.
until you step on it and wait. When you step on it and wait, the first impulse is just so much, you know. It feels like, oh my god, Armageddon, but no noise, just a quiet Armageddon. It's like you see the sun explode, but you don't hear it. You know,
Yeah.
you just know the impact is coming.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
It's like vacuum.
And then Am I gonna die? And then
You die before you
yeah,
die.
exactly. So that's the kind of like sensation. But then it peters out immediately. The fear also just kind
That
of
was a
goes away.
plateau, right?
Yeah.
There's like a whoop,
And
and
nothing.
plateaus off.
The car also doesn't feel good when going fast.
What was that?
I don't like the steering feel, and I don't like the brake
Okay.
feel.
Okay.
The brake feel is tuned for
Oh,
like
you're very spoiled, bro.
I don't know,
You're very
I think
spoiled.
they did a very competent job because I don't feel the weight,
Okay.
but just the feel of the steering and all that. Just now I was driving pretty fast lah on the airport highway, and the airport highway road is pretty bad, and the steering was just literally going like that in response to whatever was going on to the
Okay.
road. I think they tuned the steering to be as responsive as possible.
Okay.
But certain situations it doesn't have to be that responsive.
You're not impressed, lah.
Not really.
Okay.
I have standards.
Oh. Coming in here, I felt the basics are done right. It's very upright,
Yeah.
Like how all Mercedes drives, it's very upright. It doesn't give you unnecessary NVH. I think you're judging this car a bit harshly.
Because it's actually a C class.
It's actually a C-class car.
Yeah.
So this character
It's almost E class. It's E class.
is E-class standard, Because I asked myself, GLC, would it like that? It would do a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I feel you're a bit harsh because it is a C, bro. It is a C, bro.
Actually-
C has always been bro. And to reach this level,
Yeah.
this is S-class from 10 years ago.
Maybe I am being harsh in terms of engineering because I
But
think
the price.
the price. Yeah,
That's the
thing.
problem,
That's the
right?
problem.
Yeah.
It is priced and I think benchmarked to be an E replacement. GLC is what 700 kilos lighter than this. It's
Wow.
based on the GLC, the chassis.
The chassis is based on the previous one.
They
Okay.
just took out all the panels. They put in the tech. They put in the new steering. They put in this new thing. And
But I have to say, they sorted it out pretty
they
well.
sorted out well.
Yeah, they sorted it out pretty well because the GLC was a bit sad.
Yeah. The GLC was only acceptable when it's a 43
AMG.
AMG. Then it's like okay.
But for them to do this actually in the same chassis is amazing. I am impressed
Yeah.
because this is dynamic, bro, and this is comfortable and has almost an S-class level of refinement.
Right. But then when you go to the extremes, when you go faster, when you go on these kind of roads and all that, then you feel like, and then when you try to, like, we've been going on relatively straight roads. You
The sway. I get what you mean because my head now is
it's like it's bobbing around.
it's
you know?
bobbing. It's bobbing because it is swaying.
Yeah,
it
and
is swaying because it is heavy.
Yeah, and the battery pack is supposed to be down here.
Right.
But the weight feels here.
Now I'll tell you why. It's because very simple. You put something really heavy on springs, but very light on top, heavy at the bottom. No matter what, it's still
Above.
It will still be trying to adjust its center of gravity.
And-
there is a lot of adjustment. You're right. Coming here, I think I'm stepping into your shoes. Again, but I'm still coming back to that issue. It's a C.
It's a C, yeah.
But again, like I said, I also agree with you. I know we haven't played value, but I know it's not going to be cheap. So you have to learn to adjust your expectation.
Yeah.
So in name, it is exceeding in every rubrics.
Yeah.
But in asking price, okay, maybe you should look at an X5 as well. So in a normal road environment, I think it's amazing. But when you start picking up speed and then the road is not smooth, then its poor character comes out. It's a 4 for me because I think it's still quite an amazing car. And knowing that they took a GLC and made this, I am quite impressed because I thought the GLC is irredeemable. So yeah, it's a 4 for me. It's a 3.8.
Yeah.
Harsh!
Cannot lah.
Harsh!
Okay, shall we talk about design?
Okay, now I wouldn't say this interior is shockingly beautiful, but it's very nicely done.
Yeah.
There's a lot of details like this copper vertical. It's
And
actually
that's-
plastic.
Yeah.
Sounds so plastic, they don't even bother anymore. He's painted brown. But some elements here are pretty good. They inserted that
line.
brown line, copper line here. The stitching is very, very nicely done, to be honest. And then the red line inside.
Oh yeah, the ambient light.
It's a light.
It's a light.
Oh man, it looks matte. Oh, is it? It's a light.
light.
Oh yeah, it is changing. I think in terms of interior wise, I think really Mercedes really got it right.
Like this is actually an older interior. It's the GLC's interior, and then it's a redesign of the top half. They moved the start button here.
Oh, right.
But actually, below this line,
Right, it's the same.
it's all GLC.
Because this is GLC, maybe a bit different in shape.
I think
Slightly
it's
more.
exactly the same.
You feel it's exactly the same. Yeah.
The only thing different is that the copper trim is around the black.
Oh, they added this trim.
This car doesn't need this, no.
Oh, why do you put this in?
Yeah, this car is an electric car, so there's no gearbox. You know, maybe you can make it go up to here. So
Okay.
you put your little finger pad thing.
Right,
And then everything else you can recess a bit.
right.
You can have a lot of extra space.
Yeah, because legroom is
Yeah,
this model is famous for its not this model, its chassis is famous for its intrusion.
Yeah.
It's not a shockingly beautiful interior, but it's nice.
It's a little bit of a in-between interior.
Mm.
Because you still get that old school feel.
Yeah.
The older generation Mercedes
Right.
feel. Then you get the new van.
Yeah, the old generation here lah.
yeah.
All this, the entire console was taken from other models and shared here.
Yeah.
Let's look at the back.
Yeah.
Legroom is okay. Let's go.
Wait. Now we can see some design inconsistency.
Oh, let's go. It's not great, bro. Yeah. Oh, I am not tempted to get in here unless I lose a bit of weight. And it's not good. It's unfair for this car because it's after Chinese New Year. Headroom is okay.
It just feels very narrow.
Yeah, it's very tight.
Yeah.
Very claustrophobic.
You want to see the worst part?
Yeah.
Remember they spent a lot of effort changing the air vents to the new design.
Yeah. Oh, and the back is round. Oh man.
No, sorry.
Oh man, Salah.
The budget finished here.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact it looks exactly the same, doesn't it? When you buy this car, you don't even bother to look at the back here.
Yeah, actually.
It's not a comfortable place. I can be here for half an hour to an hour, but I will start complaining after an hour. Yeah, let's see the back.
This is the Porsche look lah.
Yeah, it's so Porsche, man. It's so Macan lah. It's so obviously Macan. How do I open this?
You press the Mercedes logo.
It's actually very high,
Ah,
The loading, yo, bro.
damn.
Oh, bro. This is very high, man.
But look at the freaking depth of this boot, man.
Yeah,
It just goes in.
quite long.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Execute.
Oh,
Bam.
nice.
Yeah.
I think this is really quite good.
Mm. I think this is why they extended the back.
So yeah, I mean Unibrow lah. Unibrow is the 80s and the early 90s, and then we're seeing it again now. I'm telling you, this trend will go out.
It hasn't reached the peak yet.
Oh, is it?
Every-
Because the 400Z is also Unibrow.
No, because now we're only getting premium cars that look like this.
Oh.
Once
When
you
you
start
get-
seeing Toyota and
Corollas
Corollas and all that coming back, man, is then you know, okay, it's time for it to die again.
It's a very Porsche silhouette. It's a very wide
Yeah,
shoulder.
it's the curve and the unibrow, and especially this part of the light lah. When I see this, all I see is Porsche design. That curve is a very Porsche curve. Props to them, it doesn't really look like the GLC at all from the back.
It doesn't.
It's a AMG line kit. That's why they're trying to be sporty with all
They have
these.
the diffuser.
Yeah, with these vents. Are they real vents?
Fake lah, confirm fake. I know they
Yeah.
ask. Mercedes will fake an exhaust fan.
Where's the exhaust? I don't know. At least gonna have a big exhaust.
Zero emission. It sits very high. I
Mm.
noticed it sits very high because getting in, you will use
Yeah.
the side step. What? You saw that?
Yeah.
It's almost a sedan in terms of this space.
Yeah.
Because your seats are mounted higher, I suspect because of the battery.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think ingress and egress is not ideal.
There's this part here that reminded me of the R-Class.
Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah,
this
I
thing tapers down and this
And then
thing...
you have that goes on the infinity.
Yeah, just keeps going on and on
It's
and on.
not beautiful.
It's not. If they didn't do that, the boot space would be really too small.
You can see they've really lengthened it. And it's done in a very un-Mercedes-Benz way. You want to know how Mercedes-Benz does their extended wheelbase? You take their S-classes and you put it beside an extended wheelbase 7 Series. What Mercedes does is they don't add length to it, they change the entire curvature. The entire curvature of the roof is changed if you have an extended wheelbase, so the car doesn't look disproportionate. 7 Series literally just add ruler to it. So the car looks very long, but very disproportionate. And I get that disproportionality here.
Here.
You see the roof goes on forever.
Yeah.
You see that? It's a wagon now. Of course, if you like wagon, great. That's not pretty, man. As
As
far
an SUV, it
as
doesn't
yeah,
look
as far as an SUV, it's not pretty.
Yeah.
And in an age where we are talking about coupe SUV, that is the furthest in
Yeah.
terms of
This is the opposite
roof
of coupe.
line, Yeah.
What do you think of the rims? These are AMG rims.
Whoa! Wow! Very interesting. Reminds me of OZ rims. I still like this side step, to be honest.
Over here, the only thing worth really talking about is this thing. On the later EQ models, they put it all the way up here.
Oh.
Yeah, because style is forever. Right?
Oh wow.
It's
What is this?
This is a kind of stringed instrument.
This is the most redundant.
No,
design
you know what
feature.
it is? This is your Baroque design, you know?
Oh.
Where they have the more, you know, in your
like frills.
yeah, the frills. This is the frills.
A Baroque man who like, hello, hello.
Yeah, exactly. Take it up here, bring it up.
Bring it up here, make it
Yeah.
join into here and go into there.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this?
Now for the most awkward part. And this one actually doesn't have the black panel.
It has a grill.
It has a grill.
Like why?
It has
why?
air inlets. You know why? Because the engine is actually in here. You need something to cool it.
Copper. So you get the copper motifs in there. This look like my mechanics work.
You can see the welding marks on
Yeah.
It's an asynchronous motor, permanent magnet, I think. Same as the back. Kilowatt, I don't know, but it's 400 horsepower when you combine the output. 400 horsepower
Front and back.
together. 700 plus Newton meters at top.
Okay.
And then you get a unibrow here also. And this
Is it a
light,
DRL?
it is.
Oh.
So when you're driving around in the daytime, this light
This whole thing will light up.
will light up.
And then you get the blue lah.
The blue is not really a light, you know. It's just a
It's just
pattern.
blue
It's just
colour.
blue color. Because electric is blue color, I think.
Is it?
But you see the layout of the headlights? Isn't that just a little bit
Or
odd?
just like projectors? Or?
Looks like, you know, Lilo and Stitch.
Oh
It's
yeah.
the big alien with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
eyes like that.
Yeah.
But-
I'm not very impressed with the front, to be honest. It's very lackluster.
So, design, what would you give it?
It's not very high. Because I'm really not very impressed with the front. Especially the roof line it's very mediocre, I feel. And the rear is special, but derivative. In fact, it looks like a poor copy of a Porsche, which is a bit disappointing. Interior wise, it's a bit better. But like you said, inconsistency in design language.
You can see where the budget ended.
You see very clearly. They didn't render the rest of it.
It's not like this is the first year of production. Car's been in production since 2019. They
And-
didn't do an update to fix.
It's a bit lazy. I will give it a 3.8 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's well appointed. Pretty okay looking. It's just, bro, lazy, bro.
When I got in here, I was very wowed.
Yeah.
I think that is the impression you want to make. It's unsettling because you don't expect it from Mercedes.
Right.
So I think the designers, probably their brief was just to unsettle the customers.
Right.
Yeah, this was actually Mercedes-Benz first electric car, so
Right.
it was supposed to be a big leap. Design brief, I think they achieved what they set out to do, which is to shock Mercedes fans and Mercedes customers. Because I go in here and I don't expect half this stuff. But even after spending less than a day, I picked up this car at 11, it's 4 o'clock now.
You start seeing the lazy part coming out.
Yeah, design 3 out of 5.
You are harsh today, bro.
Cannot lah.
I'm like, what, 4 for performance?
Yeah.
And 3 and
3.8
8 for design. You're 3 for both. Wow, you're harsh. So let's play
Guess the price.
value.
Yeah.
I think you hinted it already. This thing goes against 700,000 ringgit stuff.
No, I didn't.
No. This is also tax exempted.
This is also tax exempt.
So I shouldn't expect very, very high price. 350 to 400.
perfect. Yeah.
Huh?
It's 390.
390. A bit higher than I expected. Because I was thinking 400 would be expensive already.
Yeah.
Because you're tax free, right? 350 would have been pretty okay value. 390 is you're pushing it a little bit.
Yeah. Problem I have with value is that if you want to buy electric, there are better electrics.
Oh, is it?
At this price.
iX.
Ioniq 5.
Okay. I wouldn't say it's a bad car. I think it's okay.
It's okay.
Value wise, not great value.
Yeah.
350, great. 390, 10%, 15% more expensive than it should be. I think it's okay. You should check it out. I think the drive is pretty good.
Yeah.
If you like Mercedes drive, go ahead, try it out. Autofile signing out from the emotional quotient C class.
What's the full name? EQC 400 4MATIC AMG line.
Okay.
Okay. So Mercedes-Benz was getting their nomenclature right with every successive year until this came out.
And then all
after
messed up.
EQS, EQE, and both those cars SUV version. So there's an EQS SUV and there's an EQE SUV.
EQE is an SUV, wasn't it?
No, EQC is an SUV. Do you like all these alphabets?